Today's video is sponsored by Judith Washira, a true patriot and a Kenyan nationalist at heart. Stand by for debrief in 3, 2, 1. Raila Odinga gave Mzee Moi hell, akapewa kazi. The same Raila gave Kibaki hell, akapewa Nusu Mkate. He gave Uhuru hell, akapewa cooperation. In 2022, he manhandled Ruto, akapata broad-based government. He's a resilient human being, that much I'll admit. Because if you do the math, Raila is the king of causing chaos and then bringing stability only after his demands are met. Now, the unfortunate thing for Ruto is that this time round, meeting Raila's demands is not going to be enough because he's no longer the opposition leader. The current opposition leader is Rigathi Gachagua and friends. So in order to get some form of stability, Ruto has realized that he has to sit down with Rigathi Gachagua. And as we speak, Kithure Kindiki, the professor, or Mr. Moneybags, or yes sir, whichever you prefer, has been asked to set up the meeting. Let me just read you this small header from Kenyans.co.ke just to put things into context, and I quote, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has called for dialogue between the opposition and the government to resolve the current demonstrations that have been happening across the country. On Monday, June 7 in Lamu, Kindiki said that working out solutions and talking with the other side who have recently been fighting over who will win Kenyans' support are key to restoring peace and political harmony in the country. Now, in this video, I want us to look into why Professor Kindiki wants to set up a meeting with Rigathi Gachagua, and with no further ado, let's get after it. Now, the first reason why they want to have a sit down with Rigathi Gachagua is to offer Rigiji a stake in government. Either they will bring him into broad-based government by offering him 4 CS positions, offering him 6 PS positions, and something along that line. And if that doesn't work, of which it definitely won't work, they will look to give him money. 10 billion Kenya shillings, 15 billion Kenya shillings, I don't know what his number might be, but they'll be offering him some finances or government perks in order for him to retire from politics and lead a quiet life. Because they know the moment they remove Rigiji from Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Natembe and all the others, they are finished. Rigathi is the engine. He was the engine in Kenya Kwanza. Few knew it up until now, when Kenya Kwanza can't find a way to shift from gear 1 to 2, 3, 4 and get all the way up to the high gears where efficiency is the order of the day. So they are looking to get Rigathi Gachagua out of the opposition ranks. If they succeed, the opposition is finished. And that is how they usually come, with talks. They don't go for the periphery leaders. All this time, Raila has been getting into government. He's been going in alone. It's only in 2007 whereby there was Nusu Mkate, so some of his people benefited. Even Ruto became a minister for the first time, a minister of agriculture for that matter. So long story short, these guys want to give Gachagua his perks so that he can resign from politics. But I find that to be foolish. If you take a man's wife, or girlfriend for that matter, and it becomes known, what can you give this person that will make their anger go down? Is there anything you can give to deal with that kind of anger? It's impossible. And that's what has happened to Gachagua. His coveted seat, which he looked for so hard, going from county to county, being arrested in the process by Uhuru Kenyatta and Matiang'i, who he now works with. And then suddenly he gets there, na mnamnyang'anya mnapea mtu mwingine. Now Kithure Kindiki is the one being called His Excellency, the Deputy President of Kenya. Yet he didn't work for it. There's no money you can pay this guy. I don't think so. And if there is, then for sure everybody has a price. Everybody. I'll now believe it. Second reason why this Kenya Kwanza group wants to meet with Gachagua and the other opposition leaders is to create a false narrative. You know, at the end of the day, it's a win for government. If they meet with Gachagua or any of his people or anyone in opposition, Matiang'i, Eugene, Natembe and so on, provided they meet and they take a picture, that picture can be used to fan a narrative that the opposition has been bought. They're just trying to get Kenyans to lose hope. You know, Kenyans were hopeful all along that this government can be overturned in the ballot, of course, through a democratic process, when they're with Raila and Raila is backing somebody in the opposition, because he is a kingmaker. That's how we've always known him. He's not a king himself, but when he plays the role of kingmaker, it works out well. It worked out in 2002 when he said Kibaki tosha. Then the government came and took Raila. That dashed all the hopes of opposition. Now with Gachagua and Natembe and Matiang'i, there is some hope there. there. If they come and take Gachagua or even just create the narrative, and creating a narrative is easy. If one day we wake up and we see a picture of Methu, Senator Methu or Senator Karungo Wathangwa with Farouk Kibet, people will put two and two and say these are proxy meetings which have started before the two big bosses sit and meet. So the opposition needs to be very careful. This is not the time to be seen with Oscar Sudi, to be seen with Farouk Kibet, to be seen with Ruto or anyone else in that administration, even if it's Kindiki or whoever. They need those pictures to start fanning the narrative that watu wamenunuliwa, because at the end of the day it will be a win for government. The opposition will work so hard to say sisi hatujanunuliwa, but people will be like, Raila has told us that lie so many times, you're also part of the cabal. Having said that though, let's see what Kenyans on X have to say about this, and I quote. Sonda said, geez, hawa wazee wanatubeba aje, opposition mwingine na kuna battalion ndani already, NKT, talks ni resignation. Countryside said not opposition, talk to Gen Z, opposition has nothing to do with these protests. Can't you see it's headless? Give jobs, keep promises, be accountable. Ugali Mboga said, these people are dreaming. Which opposition? All of them found the government that is leaderless. They can eat their Nusu Mkate in peace, but there won't be any dialogue. Unlock Limited Business said, the true opposition are the patriots and citizens of this nation. Nobody else. Their demands are crystal clear. Hashtag Ruto must go. But what say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for the video Fula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing Mzitowafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.